Stop right there. If you clicked on this video, it means you are interested in tasting the sweet, sweet nectar that is financial freedom and figured that we, a trader, can assist you. Well, you, my friend, are totally right. Top of the morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And we encourage you to click on the subscribe button down there, as well as the tiny little bell next to it, because it'll keep you notified whenever we upload new videos, which will be every Monday morning. Now, welcome to this week's episode of the Tanzanian stock market in 5 minutes. We will be breaking down this market into the equity and the debt sections. Let's begin with the equity market. Now, this is the part of the stock exchange that deals with shares of companies. Last week, the value of shares traded in the DSE amounted to 2.48 billion Tanzanian shillings, which was a 220% increase compared to the previous week. And from this graph, we can notice that the days that had the most trades were Wednesday and Thursday, where 200,000 shares of TBL, Tanzania Breweries Limited, were traded in the block trade prearranged market board on Wednesday. Now, trading in this board occurs when an entity purchases shares worth more than 200 million of a company at a prearranged price or at a negotiated price. And this price is generally lower than the price which is at the market. Now, the number of shares traded amounted to 3,654,950. And this is important because it'll help us figure out which companies investors were mostly interested in last week. Now, at number 1, we have CRDB Bank PLC accounting for 84% of the total volume traded for the week. At number 2, we have Tanzania Breweries Limited accounting for 5% of the total volume traded for the week. And finally, at number 3, we have DCB Bank PLC accounting for 4% of the total volume traded for the week. Now, here we have companies which experienced price changes last week.
All right. Let's move on to the market capitalization and the all share index, where the value of the whole market last week closed at 16.179 trillion Tanzanian shillings on Friday, which was approximately a 0.01% decrease compared to 16.180 trillion Tanzanian shillings on Monday. The all share index DSEI decreased this week as well by the same 0.01%. Now that the equity portion is over, let us zoom over to the treasury bond section. We want to know firstly if there was more activity last week as compared to 2 weeks ago. The value of the treasury bonds traded during last week amounted to 50.23 billion Tanzanian shillings. There was a 55% decrease in trading in this segment compared to last week. Last week saw a large appetite of 20-year treasury bonds. These paid high coupon rates of 15.49% per annum, which were sold at premium prices, with the most expensive being sold at a 38.589% premium. On March 16, there is to be an auction for a 25-year treasury bond offering a coupon of 15.95% every year. And here are its details. The amount on offer is 133.45 billion Tanzanian shillings, and of course the minimum bid size starts at 1 million Tanzanian shillings. The last time a bond like this was auctioned was on the January 19th, where it was oversubscribed by 523.4 billion Tanzanian shillings. Being oversubscribed means investors came forth with way more money than what the government needed. This was largely because the investors in the DSE prefer to invest in relatively risk-free securities which offer fixed income, such as these treasury bonds. The absolute minimum price to go through was 117.3146. This was a premium price, as people were willing to pay 17.3146% more than the bond's face value, which was 100 shillings. Now, finishing off with the corporate bond section, there were no trades during this week. Okay, investors, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope this video has been informative and insightful and has made you even a little more interested in the Tanzanian stock market. Feel free to interact with a trader in any of our social media platforms and contact us in case of any other questions. Have a great week ahead and karibuni sana.